Hello everybody, welcome to another Making Monday Lovable video. And today I would like to talk about a question that I'm asked quite often, and that's by people who also want to become scientific illustrators. And they ask, how should I start? What should I do first? I don't even know. What's the most important thing to do? And it's a very important question. It's a very good question, super essential. Generally, I think it's in all parts of life, it's an important question. And there's different types of answers I could give, but I thought about the most important one is actually you need to know yourself. How you work, how you think, how you feel, what you do, why you do it, how you do it, why don't you do certain things? Why do you fear certain parts? What are you good at? What are you bad at? Strengths and weaknesses, typical thing. Why do you react in a certain way towards certain things and people and situations the way you do? And it is important because if you don't know yourself, how do you want to be of proper service for someone else? And to me, being a scientific illustrator means to be of service for my clients. So they come to me and ask me for help. Oftentimes they don't know how to fix what they want. So it's up to me to ask the right questions, to find out from a completely different person, another human being, ask the right questions to find out what they want, how they want it. And if I can't ask myself and find out what it is within me, I cannot ask and potentially find out about another person. So it is really important to know about yourself as much as possible and as many as possible reasons, so you are able to navigate throughout this whole path becoming a scientific illustrator. Let's say you don't actually feel like you're good enough. Your skills, you don't feel you're good enough. And then you become a scientific illustrator and another person comes to you. This is what you will spread. This insecurity and self-doubt is what you will radiate. Another person will perceive this. If you don't believe that what you do is good enough, or yourself or your skills are not good enough, why should anybody else believe you? Why should they come to you if you do not think that what you can do is worthy? They can't. It doesn't make sense. I do not want to go to somebody that doesn't actually truly believe that they are good at what they are doing. I also, of course, don't want to go to somebody that thinks I'm the best, I can do everything, anything. And here's where it's important to know, where are your limits and what can you actually do really well and what can't you do well, and to see it as very neutral. It's nothing bad about not being able to do a certain skill, because there's others that can do it, but you just need to be aware of it. You need to also know, why do you feel that you are not good enough? Where does it come from deep down inside of you? Does it come from some kind of past experiences, certain traumata issues you developed throughout your life? Childhood, teenager years, bullying that could have happened, or just like general self-doubt that every one of us has, including me. It's good to be aware about it and to know, how far does it go? Is it healthy? Does it inhibit me? Or can I actually try to challenge it to be a little bit more in peace with myself and say like, well, actually what I can deliver is quite good. Because this will have consequences later on when you, for example, have to price yourself. If you don't feel worthy, you won't price yourself accordingly. So you will because you undervalue you will undervalue yourself and your work, and you will underprice yourself. And that leads to not being able to make enough money to make a living, to be able to pay your bills. It will bring you into a constant struggle of stress, and you will actually not enjoy what you're doing. You will maybe start hating it. And then all of these energies that you will feel and the stress and everything, that will transfer to anybody that potentially could come to you. And most likely they actually won't come to you if you radiate this energy. So this is why it is so important to know about yourself. If you, for example, realized, okay, I think I'm not good enough, and then you dig into it and you found, well, it is because I'm comparing myself to this and this, these 5 different types of artists or 10 that I follow on Instagram. They have experience since forever. And this is why I feel not good enough, because I compare myself to those. Well, does that make sense? Or doesn't it make sense? You can start to reflect upon it and find a way and maybe a solution, saying, well, maybe it's actually not reasonable. Maybe I'm too tough on myself. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Because if I compare myself within my own development, back then I was not so good at drawing, or I couldn't really understand this and that science part, but I managed anyways. And now I'm combining all these type of different skills, which is science and art, because these are the people that approach me most of the time. They have both of these skills. It's a very seldom combination. So it's a huge accomplishment already and a big strength. So then maybe you will stop comparing yourself to those people, and then your self-doubt and your self-worth, your self-doubt will decrease and your self-worth will increase. So you will be a bit more confident, and this is then also what you will spread towards the customer. They will feel your confidence. And that all doesn't mean that at times you can't feel bad or like, today the day sucked because I wasn't happy with what I draw. That's always okay. But as long as you don't drag yourself down, and if you do it and it stays for weeks, try to find out why do you do it, because it will all affect your life of being a scientific illustrator, the service you can deliver. And then it doesn't matter how brilliant you are in this one software and in that style, but if within you something is not aligned, something is not cleared out and it's inhibiting you, then you will have troubles. You can be as brilliant as you want, but if this is holding you back, your great skills and knowledge won't help you. So this is why I think it is so important to know yourself and to work on yourself as well, and to try to figure things out that are going on inside of you and why they are happening. And it's basically, there's no ending to it. So it's constantly happening. It's a constant growth and a constant development, personal growth that will reflect in your endeavor to become a scientific illustrator, because as a freelancer, most of them start their own companies, are freelancers, because it's not so many positions out there, but there's plenty of space for people being scientific illustrators. So if you are willing to develop yourself and to challenge yourself, you will be able to develop your company and your skills and get more customers and get more cooler projects that you align with and that you want to. And you will notice as well when there is a certain opportunity that is not aligned with you. You will know, okay, no, it doesn't feel good inside of me, so I don't want to take it. For whatever reason, you will know. You will be secure in yourself. And that's the most important thing, I think. And it has a lot of different aspects to it. And there's a lot of, it's not easy. It's not always pleasant to find out about these things, why we are and work in a certain way. It's sometimes hurtful even to realize, damn it, this situation back then that messed me up until today. And to figure it out and fix it, it's not always a nice feeling. But afterwards, it's great and has only benefits. Yeah, and there is a lot of other things. And as I said, continuous development. But start with yourself first. This is what I usually would say. So I hope that was somehow valuable for those of you that want to become a scientific illustrator, because do it. It's a lot of space out here for us, for you. And yeah, then I wish you a nice Monday and a great week, and talk to you next week. Bye bye.